welcome to It Must Be Another podcast. We are on lucky number 7, episode 7, and today we have a co-host with us. Hey.
What's up?
Our co-host today is Aria Bell. Aria, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm making it. And I think that's all we can do.
That's all we can do. That is absolutely all we can do. Aria and I have known each other for a very long time, since college. She is also a fellow Black journalist, a Black woman in communication. She has done so many things under the sun, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I want you guys to tune into this episode because we're about to dig into it.
That look right through there, but dig. I was trying to dig.
Okay. So we start every episode off with a fun fact, as you guys know, and I wanted to do a fun fact again since this is Black History Month. We are going to talk about NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, and I'm saying that because Aria is also a part of the National Association of a member. Yes. So the fun fact is that currently the NABJ is the largest organization for journalists of color in the United States. So if you've never heard of NABJ, which I feel like a lot of people really haven't, even those who, even people who are trying to pursue journalism, a lot of children, kids, high schoolers, college students. I learned about it when I was at UNT, which I went to junior college before I was there, and I was studying journalism there. But Aria was one of those people who were in NABJ. So I think that is a good segue for Aria to dig into her. Welcome. Introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are. Toot your horn.
Okay. So as she said, I'm Aria. I'm a journalist and also a PR strategist, consultant, whatever you like to say, all things PR. I worked for Revolt TV. I work with them still as a writer, also Dallas Observer locally where we live. And I was a writer for Blavity for a little over 3 years, and I just stepped away from that in November. So still never leaving PR alone during this whole time. So I feel like I'm a cross of like storytelling for the culture and just like being an advocate for the voiceless and telling our stories in a way that for people of color, we don't always get our stories told. And so helping us become more empathetic to each other, and I love helping Black businesses too. So, we doing it for the culture.
Absolutely. Aria is one of those people who, again, is like, she holds the pen, but she's also the person sending out the letters too. Like, hey, we need you. And I think that one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the podcast is because I think that you really embody every single facet of communications and journalism and all those things, because a lot of people get those things mixed up. Like, it's really, I don't do PR, and that's really hard for people to understand. They assume that if you do social media, if you're a social media strategist, if you do communications, if you're a journalist, then you're supposed to know how to do all of those things. Right. And I even think that even in the corporate world, they get confused.
Those job posts. I'm like, you want me to do 5 different jobs for just this salary of one?
Yes. And I think that was pushed into us to be a one-man band whenever we were pursuing, those of us who were trying to pursue being a reporter or all of these things. But it's not... That's not something that's realistic. No. Because everyone has their own expertise, and everyone doesn't. It's like, again, I don't know the first part about PR. I've tried it. It's just not something that I'm good at. It's not anything that I love. And I think that you got to have a little bit of dog in you to be a PR.
So, that's definitely a people's game. You have to be very good at like building relationships, talking to people, be comfortable like that, because it's all about the network that you create. It's up to you how far you want to go. I feel like as far as the connections that you make, and then like nurturing those relationships, and then it's also strategizing. I think most people think PR is like put out a press release, and then that's it, and it's supposed to land you so much, when it's like a lot more than just writing up a press release for announcing something, like what's happening the rest of the year. Like, it's not just about when something's going on, it's about strategizing for all year round in the background, and also people understanding that if you hire a publicist or an agency, you're not about to just blow up right away. You're not about to land a lot of placements right away. Your first placement could be in 6 months after working with them, because you have to build the relationship, set the goals. Sometimes, being on both sides, like you said, it's like from the PR side, it could get a little bit defeating, but like from the journalism side, sometimes it's just above our head. It might not be what the media outlet is actually looking for at the time. They may have certain goals. There might be certain topics that drive better engagement and clicks to the site. And so it's like, even though you might have a great story and it could be really good, sometimes it's not the timing. But like, I could, on the journalism side, I could think about somebody though 3 months down the line and go back to them. So it might not be exactly when you pitch. It could be down the line, or you have to get creative and get a different, have a different angle. So it's like, no, I like see all the time on social media where if a statement or something goes out, or like if something happening, people are always quick to say, that's good PR, or that's PR. And it's like, everything isn't like a PR strategy. So it's like, I feel like people still don't know really everything it entails. But it is like dog eat. Like, I can find an email. You need an email? I can get you an email. I know how to search down to the bone.
And that's not like, honestly, I had to learn that skill in the beginning when I first started to pursue freelancing. Like, when I would want to interview an artist or something, like whatever, because back in the day, the beginning stages of Instagram, you just go in somebody's bio and you can find their manager like that. You like, dang, that was like, geez, and it could be like a really like a top celebrity, one of the top artists. You're like, oh, that was easy. But now, because we phased out of that era, unfortunately, it is really hard to kind of find. And people kind of move and they shift from place to place, like, especially in the industry, in the music industry for sure. Like, somebody who used to work at RCA, they don't work there no more. They might have decided, you might try to hit them up now, they are, working at Pizza Hut. You never know. Like, that's random, but yeah, you really have to make sure and just build that rapport with every single connection that you have, and make sure that everything is going to be beneficial for both parties, and it's not always give or take, because that begins to get exhausting. But there was something that you brought up that I wanted to make sure that I talked about, and that was you bringing up social media and not understanding PR. So in one of my PR classes that I took for my minor at UNT, I remember the professor, I don't know who he was. I know that he was like maybe an Asian guy. He had you know what I'm talking about? I had him for one of my classes, short. Yes, he was a short Asian guy. Yes, he did have the rigid, like, he had the newborn comb over. But he had a photo of Samantha Jones that was like the first day of class. There was a photo of Samantha Jones from Sex and the City. He was like, this is what people think PR is. And then he was like, this is not what PR is. And I think that PR and just journalism as a whole, it looks cool. And of course, because people have learned these buzzwords, now it's turned into a buzzword for people to think this is good press. Or I think every single facet of communications and journalism has become that. Even marketing. People think anything is a marketing genius. Everyone's a marketing genius. Like, no, they actually sucked. Yeah, like it. So I wanted to really ask you, like, how do you feel, like, if there was something that you saw from a PR perspective recently, what's something that really made you proud to see? Like, you were like, dang, like, this was really cool. I really like that. That was a good strategy.
Let me see. I would say, that was a good PR strategy that they put together. You got me with this one, because I'm really thinking of something that actually
was actual PR, not
stood out. Oh, I liked during, I think it was Christmas. It was the holiday season, and Aldi, because I'm an Aldi girl. I shop at Aldi. That's my first stop. So like, I stop at Aldi, grab certain things, and then what's not there, then I go, to the other stores and get. But I love Aldi, and I thought something that they did well was, I think it was Thanksgiving. They provided a Thanksgiving meals. Like, so you can go and get a full meal and have like 2 of this, whatever, yams, potatoes, a meat, you know, like, and I thought that was like perfect because it was not, they like are paying attention basically. Yeah. Like, we're in a time where times are hard, people are getting laid off, people don't know where their next step is, where their next dollars. Things people's accounts were. Yeah, things are changing politically that is impacting people, especially underserved people. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, I like that to me, it wasn't just of course, they're going to get some press pickup, but it was like also they're paying attention to what's going on and they're helping the community. And they're literally known already to be an affordable place to shop. Yeah. So then to provide that to families for Thanksgiving, to like, hey, because I mean, it's been hard personally, like for me as a freelancer. So I was okay. And that's why I like to shop there. That's a nice PR strategy. Yeah. It's like it's community, it's impactful, it's attentive, and it doesn't seem off. Yeah. It's a grocery store. Yeah. Like, okay, what can we do to assist? Not something that's, to me, far left to where it's such a gimmick. Yeah. Like maybe during Black History Month or Pride Month, where a company will change their logo on Instagram to something that reflects that, but they're actually not doing any actions about it, but like just going with it. Or kind of like how Walmart had the bad during Juneteenth. The ice cream. The Black people food package that included watermelon.
I didn't see that one. I remember the ice cream, but I don't remember that one. They must have took that away quickly.
I don't know, but like it got some backlash. It was like some food versus discount. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was something about the food. Yeah. And watermelon was in it, and it was kind of. Yeah. So you're jumping onto something that you really.
Or the Pepsi, the whole Kendall Jenner Pepsi thing a few years ago. Like that's a big one. It's like who's in the room coming up with this, because that really hits on all points. Like that shouldn't have been executed on any level. Yeah.
And it also shows when you don't have the right people at the table. Yeah, or you're missing certain people.
Absolutely.
We know how that goes in corporate.
Yeah, you can literally yell, stand on the table and yell, but it's like no one's listening. So especially if you feel like if your opinion is not going to directly serve the idea that the person who's over it, whatever message they're trying to convey, then you can just forget about it. So
or not enough diversity in the room, whether that's race or gender.
Yeah. And or sexual orientation as well, because that's True. Big as well. True. Like, yeah, for sure.
Let's not leave.
You gotta keep them on the table. So, today, because like I said, the both of us really have our hands, and we've kind of had the opportunity to see so many sides of this industry. I wanted to talk about blogging versus journalism. So, and how easy it is for a lie to follow, or these big texts that mean absolutely nothing but everyone believes, which is how I even came up with the idea for it must be another podcast. I wanted to make sure that people understood the truth and understood what an actual journalist was versus people who just decide to come up with a story and it just hits a timeline. And I think that it's easier for these stories and these you don't necessarily want to say gossip, but just like things that are just complete untruths to hit the timeline and just spread like wildfire. It's kind of like a game of telephone these days. Like the elders always say, that the lie gonna travel faster than the truth will. Yeah. So, but also about how there's ethics in journalism that bloggers don't necessarily have to adhere to. Mm-hmm. And as someone who is a freelance journalist, but also has had her blog, I always made sure that when itmustbejam.com was up and running, that we were not falling into consistently going in the lane of those gossip blogs or the ones who are just trying to give clickbait, which is really, really big. And people don't even realize when they fall into clickbait a lot of times. Yeah. And especially catchy headlines. Yeah, the catchy headlines. Sometimes the truth actually might be in the story.
But the headline doesn't even match the story.
But
they want you to
they just want you to click that because those clicks turn to views and those views turn to dollars. Mm-hmm. So I think that one of the most prominent stories that we could think of with this would be the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion case. And I know that this is one of those things that is like ran into the ground, and you don't want to say beat a dead horse, no pun intended. I promise, girl, I love you, Meg. But like, I really do love girl. Like for real, that wasn't even trying. I wasn't trying to be funny.
It's a saying.
You know, it's a saying. But yeah, like it's a story where it has turned into opinion versus opinion and not fact versus fact. And I don't think that a lot of people realize how the people who are on the opposing side of Meg, it was curated that way. So as we know, Meg won a defamation suit against a blogger whose name is Milagro Cooper. Yes. And it was because she was getting funds from Tory Lanez's camp to spread these lies about Meg.
Which is unethical.
Unethical. But because she's a blogger, people still don't think that she was doing anything wrong. And to be honest, she wasn't the only blog. I think that it was very obvious to see from a journalist standpoint what sites were being fed certain things. Because as we know, Meg really was trying to protect this man at first. We wouldn't know anything. Yeah, we wouldn't know anything about this if he wasn't trying to get ahead of it, which is not good PR now, is it? So, I just wanted to go and just have an open conversation about bloggers, and if there are any blogs that you do like actually enjoy reading versus like journalism, and how that is even just impacting society right now, how people don't really realize the difference. So in terms of the case, did you ever see any stories that you felt like was like, okay, this is insane? Because I feel like it was really forced on us. Like we weren't there. I would know there was times where I was just like, okay, like here we go again. Like every time we wake up, they're arguing in the comments, or Meg trying to defend herself. There's a live, Tory's doing something. So yeah, I just wanted to open the floor.
I feel like that was a time where it was really like, okay, so I feel like journalism is a learned skill, yes, and blogging is a format that somebody chooses to discuss their whatever they would like to discuss, or vlogging, whatever you anything ogging, it's the format that you choose to output whatever you want to highlight. And so I think for me, it's like I can understand how people would look at them both, but in the kind of the same avenue. But the key differentiator is your process, and are you actually fact checking? Are you actually hyperlinking to your sources, stating your sources, rather than maybe putting together something that's more leaned towards an opinion piece? And that, I think that is the true difference of journalism. We're sticking to the facts and what we do know and what is being reported, compared to engaging in any type of public opinion and like feeding that, right, or like you said, leaning to a certain side is unethical to get paid. Yeah. Like I think there's some people who don't know that. They feel like they should get paid, and then people who like, say if I'm a journalist and I see something or a video and I tap you to ask, do we have your permission to use it? You feel like you should get paid.
They think they should get paid, and they think they should get paid to be interviewed as well. And that's not how this works.
Yeah, it's literally true story telling. Like either you want to be a part of the storytelling, or you do not. So I think the main thing, like with the Milagro girl, was that she also did an AI generated like video, like kind of like posted that was part of like the defamation. Like, no, you should be making sure everything that you put out is authentic, and that it can always point to a verifiable source. Like there shouldn't be anything that literally has no source or news points or anything if you're not the one who broke the story. Like, point back to it. There's nothing I will write that I'm not going to point back if we're using percentages, data, research elements, and
you always have to cite that source. But we learned that that's not even anything that has to do with journalism, really. That's just education. That's school. Like
but a lot of people don't really.
You don't really have to do that anymore, I guess. Like because Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Well, I can remember like trying to help my godson with a paper and him saying like, "Will they only give you a certain percentage of AI that the teacher would allow?" And I'm like, how is that even still like? How can they even allow that?
Well, I feel like it's being integrated, but it's like there has to be. We're using it. Yeah. It's here. It's here to stay. But it's about like how you use it. Yeah, so like it should be an expansion. If you have a concept, it should be an expansion of that organizing, maybe the strategy or everything like that. But like it shouldn't be where you're asking it to write something, where you're copying and pasting. Yeah. It should be like a foundational element that like sparks an idea or something, or like, hey, I'm in a roadblock. I'm trying to figure out which angles I'm lost, like that type of thing. But not, and you still have to fact check. AI is not as and it's not always right. They literally have on ChatGPT and on Claude. We can make mistakes, or like the company can. So, and I've used it, and I've had to double check, and the date was wrong, and it had to do with something like a stat with the NBA. You would think it would pull the correct information, but you always gotta like double fact check. Like I feel like that's another thing is we want to make sure we're also writing original content.
Yeah, for sure. I saw in the midst of us talking, I thought about a post that I saw on Threads today, and I thought that this was a really good post. The person who wrote this, her name is Alana Nicole Davis, citing my source here, but she says, content creation is not journalism. Some creators have become journalists. Some journalists have become creators, but they are not the same. And it's important for media literacy's sake that we keep them very separate. And I'm both, so I know, LOL. And I thought that was really, really important, because I feel like even on the TikTok timelines, right?
I was going to wait till you were finished before I brought up the TikTok journalists and like people taking that as face value, don't double check anything, and like now that story has spread.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to say the client's name, but I had a client on the PR side of the work I do, somebody on TikTok, they put together like, it looked like a formal news announcement from my client. It was not. And it was basically kind of making it as if they did something against a certain race, like enforce something new within their company, and then this race is clearly targeted when these rules have been in place for years. But somebody wanted to, I guess, start a little something, and they created a fake document, and it literally went viral on TikTok and then came to Instagram, and it was like, this is not even real. But now we're having to go, and then journalists actually reporting, and then that makes it worse. Because it's like, dang, the journalists didn't double check. They didn't even reach out and maybe see.
Yeah, like I think that it's such an interesting way to see these roles, because I'm trying to find a way to put this that doesn't sound like as if it discredits us, but even when you are freelancing sometimes for these publications, especially in these times, I think that when it comes back down to the ad, I was like, sometimes they are just like, what's the first story you seen this morning?
What's trending?
Yeah, what's trending? What are people talking about? And it's like, okay, well, I don't necessarily want to report that. Like, I can report on that, and I don't mind doing a story on it, but I also want to make sure that I find the facts, because my name is attached to it, and I understand that as a publication, I've had a few editors that were really big sticklers about making sure that you told the truth. But I think that also comes back to editors who are very serious about their ethics and actually hold some type of...
most likely went to actual school.
Yes, and not just someone that knows someone or, whatever. Because sometimes in those positions, you don't really know who has a position and why they have it. Because some people are editors who are red carpet reporters who are just the homeboy of someone that's a content creator.
You can tell. I feel like as a writer, there's times I won't even graduating from the School of Journalism at UNT, I can tell when somebody likely didn't go to school for it because the flow, or like how it's organized, or like how it's structured, So like I can tell there's sometimes I don't even finish, maybe because it's like this is not, like I feel like to the common eye, whatever, but like a trained eye.
I cannot. I can't just draw in the story, girl. Like, I have to find a way to tie it all together. I don't care how corny it sounds, but I have to find a way to make sure that my play on words is like tying in this story, whether that means like my first paragraph, my second paragraph. Like, it has to feel like a really good sandwich.
Mm-hmm. No, it does.
And some people just like.
And that's a little bit of the difference between journalism and blogging.
Yes.
That's one of the facets. Because, again, blogging is a format. Mm-hmm. Format, not trained, not anything. That doesn't mean you can't be successful at it or you're not a good writer. Like, there's people who can write. That's a natural skill, and they're killing it. So, like, you know, kudos to that. That's not saying you have to go to school for it to be best. But it's a format, not a trained, like, skill.
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of like Nicole Bitchie, back when it was Nicole Bitchie. And I can remember whenever she was getting ready to transition to XO Nicole, because, you know, she took like the hiatus. Right. And then she came to XO Nicole. And I remember her saying, or doing a tweet back when it was Twitter, her saying, I can't remember, maybe it was like a Trey Songz story, or it was one of those stories that just like you could tell that it was basically a terrible PR strategy. Like, this was something that was literally just put in place so that it could turn into whatever the hell it turned into. And I can remember her saying, like, I'm so glad that I don't have to do this anymore. I'm so glad that I don't have to fall into these traps to where I have to make sure that I put this story on my page now that I'm my blog is based on something positive and like more trying to make sure that we're telling like really good feel-good stories.
Right.
And I think that still, even though XO Nicole is a great site and now Will Packer owns it, and it's still a blog. And I think the journalists write for the site, and you can tell the difference between the journalists and the people who just decided to be on there because they will cite the source. You can tell the way the story is structured. But I really, really want for us to get back to seeing what the truth is and not letting our bias, whether you like Tory or you like Meg, at the end of the day, the facts are the facts, and that comes down to.
And go read the documentation
for yourself. Read the documentation.
Actually, just read. Can we get back to reading again? Can we get back to reading? I'm just saying I don't want to read, or that's too long.
I'm not reading all that, baby.
And it's something not even.
It's not that long. Yeah, we really have the attention span of gnats these days, and that's unfortunate. But it's just the truth.
But it's always like, look at your source.
Yeah,
you know, you'll scroll on Facebook and see a whole bunch of fake stories all the time.
Oh my God, those Facebook stories are like, I wanted to create a segment that like totally went through all the fake stories that I saw on my timeline. Like, this isn't true, this isn't true, this isn't true. Like, there have been so many, and they pop up every day. And now with AI, that makes it 10 times worse because people don't even. Let's get to the movie posters.
Yeah.
Cause I seen the Love and Basketball 2 the other day, and I said, "Who doing that?"
Yeah, or the one that I think, what's his name, the rapper, he's in the spinoff. He's a part of the Power universe. Oh, Joey Badass. Oh. How they did that Paid in Full like series, and it was supposed to be him, the other dude from Power, Ghost Son, and it was a nice cast. Yeah. If it was true, that was gonna be a great,
to be honest,
show. But he had to come out and say, "This ain't happening, y'all."
It is so many. Do you know how many Friday? How many Fridays? 3?
I think it's 3.
How many Friday 4 flyers we have seen there? It's not happening, guys. We really need to make sure that you are checking where this, especially with those movie posters. If the official person didn't post it, baby, it's not happening. But also, I think that kind of gets tricky because there are pages like Martin. I feel like Martin just loves the fans, and he just reposts anything. Like, sir, stop doing that, because now people are confused, and your fan base is already a little bit older, anyways.
And we're under attack.
Yeah.
On social media and by the government.
Yeah.
Right now.
Absolutely by the government. Yeah, like I saw that there was going to be like a prominent women's type brunch. I think that you sent me a PR email about this, and I can remember during the first presidency of our current president, him constantly attacking April Ryan, and I think that she was going to be a guest, which made me think of that.
Yeah.
And I can remember like really being like, you know what, April, you doing your thing, girl, because ain't no way I would keep going into that press room knowing this man, like, literally every time, every single time. And he does that on purpose to keep conditioning people to hear what they want to hear. And having those people there who are going to only ask the questions that make him look good. But the truth is not going to get us free. I mean, the lies are not going to get us free. We only can be free with the truth.
Right.
So I think that as long as we continue to, I don't want to say be under this administration, because it's going to go farther than that. We really have to put in so much effort just to find the truth, because the lies are so prominent these days. And I hate that it's...
And them being a part of, like, you know, third-party data situations and planting things on social media that doesn't help either with our dictating algorithms and those additions. So, yeah, I just think it's a time where, like, journalists, I think NABJ, they hosted a town hall after Don Lemon and the other journalists after their arrest. And there's a lot of resource groups out there. And, like, maybe when she puts this up, by that time we can put those below. To those resources. But I would say this is a time where if you're a writer and you really care about the craft, like, there are resources out there to help you, to know your rights, to make sure that, you know, you're able to do your job. Like, we shouldn't be a threat to the country. Everybody wants to scream First Amendment, but now we can't do our job.
What did Jimmy Kimmel say? Don Lemon arrested for journalism. It's like, that was what our last episode was about, which I shouted you out. I was like, make sure you follow Aria on Substack so that you can...
Yeah, I'm trying. You know, I had to take my first step. Just do it. We're doing it scared, but yes.
Absolutely, because I think that it's, like I said in the last episode, it is a renaissance happening over there. And to be honest, that first post that I did on there, like I said, is what really got me back in, like, off of my hiatus, back into writing. And honestly, just watching you kind of navigate the freelance world and still going at it really kind of pulled me up by my bootstraps as well. Just seeing...
No, because, you know, I'm over here fighting for my life. I'm out here fighting for my I am, girl. But no,
you're doing a great job, though. Like, you have really, really, like, not only have you, like, I feel like you do so well at providing quality, but you're not necessarily chasing the fame. Like, you have the heart of the true journalist, because you're not chasing the fame. You're just wanting to make sure that you do the work and do good work. Like, you will pop up in a picture with Issa Rae in a minute, and you're like, well, damn, right, you could have told me. Where y'all at? But, like, honestly, I think that being able to follow other people in the field who can keep you motivated, because there are times where you feel down, you lose that motivation, and you never know what that one photo or one post or...
I mean, I've said that a lot, like, over the last 3 years. Like, what am I doing this for? When is the hard work gonna pay off? Or, like, but you never know who's watching. And I know that it's cliche, everything happens right on time. I'm still waiting on my own time. You know,
it's on the way.
But no,
I mean, it's here, girl. Honestly, you could say that, but some of the platforms that you have written for are literally on my vision board. So I think that's something to make sure that you realize that you never know who's watching. And one of my favorite quotes is just be where your feet are, because you never know. I used to pray for times like this.
Okay.
You know. But okay. So I also wanted to bring up, because you also are part of ColorCom too. So I know that you're really big in networking, and I wanted to, and honestly, you know, I think that you have, because you've been in the rooms and been to so many, like, Afrotex and all of these, like, really cool festivals. You did Made in America too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, music festivals. I love your music. Okay, so who are some of your favorite journalists you feel like people should be following? Even if you have, like, a top 2, top 3. We're going to throw Sade in there. Okay, diggity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sade LeRae, Waco News. Look her up, Sade.LeRae.
Yes.
I feel like Gosh, I've met so many. My girl Angie, who is in journalism but more on the multimedia side at Revolt. She's amazing. Like if you go on their page, a lot of those captured videos, she may not be in the camera, but she's the one holding the mic behind. My friend Sly, who writes for Blavity, Revolt, I think Sweet July is at Issa Rae's, and a couple of other magazines on Instagram. Her name is on Instagram is As Told by Sly Shanique Yates. She's amazing.
Okay.
My girl Sammy, she works for Afrotech or writes for Afrotech. She has very great innovative stories. And who else? Gosh, I've just met so many really great journalists. Maya, she used to work for Vibe magazine, R&B. Her name Maya Abraham. Okay. She's amazing. Oh my gosh, it's just I really know a lot of in these past like 3 years have like come across just a lot of great journalists, like whether it was Janae Bolden, she is amazing, writes for multiple platforms and also kicked off her own podcast, so tune into that, but yeah, I just and my guy Nate, he used to work for People magazine and a brother working for People. Nathan Lately, he's great, great questions, good on the red carpet. I admire him. And it was one more. Kenny Onse. Okay? Right. On Instagram. Kenny and then Onse, like Beyonce. And he is really a great. So, I mean, it's been a lot that I've met on trips, and they really need your support. Like Black journalists right now really could use your support. So, like, if you see somebody promoting a Substack, promoting their blog, or anything that they're doing where they're maybe just on an Instagram page and they're communicating that way. Hit the repost, like it, share it on your story. Like, that's literally free help, and I don't feel like we as a community tap into that enough. It should be nothing to hit a little repost, share, or like. Comment. There's even on LinkedIn, you see people comments. What their comment is literally commenting for reach. Absolutely, just trying to help somebody out. And that's really what we need to be doing.
I have seen more job posting for some people. I don't even know how I started following those people on LinkedIn, but they're like comment for reach. Their repost. They're just like or whatever that may be. I think that it helps, and I don't think that people realize how much that helps you as a journalist as well because of those analytics. That provides a high demand for you in
the story and the link so that somebody can go to it, not just like it. I mean, heck, even if you don't read it, which we want you to read, just click the link at least and sit on the page for 12-15 seconds. Just let's go do a little scroll. Yeah, actually, let's do a minute. That's a good amount of time.
Baby step, right? Do a minute. Then go to the long form post, maybe.
Yeah, eventually we get to the long form post and read
it. you. I think that you know what I'm saying. We got to start somewhere.
And that's the support is the easiest for anything. I think people don't think about it until it's their thing. But like if you see somebody, support because it's hard to just do it, and they actually are doing it. Yeah. So
it is hard to just do it. It's hard to even like with the stories. I always tell people. Even with Dallas Observer and doing the concerts, I'm like, people don't want to be a plus one, which is cool, but it's like, I have to work though. Yeah. Like you done had a good time, you sang, you danced, you sweated.
I was working the whole time. I'm in the concert like this. Yes. Because I'm taking notes. Literally, I'm getting quotes, recording certain things. So like what looks like, it's cool opportunities, but it's like I'm not looking at it from the same lens as you. Yeah. You're in an enjoyment lens. I'm in a catching and being.
How do I feel?
Yeah.
How is the person beside me feeling? I just heard somebody say like, that you really have to be your visibility has to be your antennas. Yeah. Got to be on because there are so many things. Even like the day that D'Angelo passed away, I did the Giveon concert, and I remember our editor asking like, make sure if he says something for D'Angelo, to record it. And it came so quick, and my phone wasn't focusing. I'm like, damn, but it still was posted, but I was like, I should just been recording like just the whole thing. But then you don't want to record the whole thing because it's like, well, I don't think that I either got to record or I got to type. I can't do both.
Yeah.
So
I'll be mixing. I'll be doing a mix of both.
Yeah, doing a little mix because you never know. Like, and I think that there are so many things that are said. There's a difference between artists who like get on stage and do the whole talking. Like Duran Bernard, I love Duran. Shout out to Duran. Congratulations to Duran.
Deserving.
Duran is so deserving. I have been listening to him for forever. As y'all know, I did the promo Overqualified. That was my promo video song. That man's concert was so good, but he did so much like talk, and he dropped so many gems. I couldn't even capture half of what was said. And like I was like, dang, like, you know, I'm like recording, I'm going, like trying to get all these cuts, make sure that it's accurate. Or there's some artists that just get on the stage and they just sing. No, they don't say nothing. They might say, they're like, what's up, Dallas? And then they just get back into the song.
And if you like them, you have to report it on.
Yes, you have to be honest. Like sometimes.
Maybe not this tour, but the next one.
Yeah. 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 And it gets to be like, dang. So, since we're talking about music, now it's time for Playlist Potential.
Why did I? Was that the McDonald's?
A little bit, but we had a little something on the undertone. So, but, okay. So, what are you listening to? Who are you looking forward to? What are your favorite concerts? I want to know all of that.
Who am I listening to? So I'm listening to J. Cole's album. I'm still in the like listening stage and I haven't given up digesting it. I'm in the middle of my second listen. I want to say like I have actually for like the last several months I've kind of been off music. Like I know that sounds like how can you be off music, but like I'll listen to like playlists. I think I recently finally tapped back into what is it, Apple's like rap or hip hop list, like so I could rap like so I could get back integrated into what's going on right now because I have literally been more so listening to podcasts or watching like YouTube videos in place of just music. So I guess somebody, I don't care what y'all, I don't give a name. Drake's Essentials playlist on Apple. I will shuffle that mug and work through it, and I don't care. It's like every dog has his day. Every dog is not going to be a winner. Yeah. So it is what it is, and it doesn't take away from the hits.
I had this conversation yesterday about how people do not understand. Like we're in a time now where we are always trying to put two baddies against each other, or just two things. Two things can be true, guys. Like no one canceled Jay-Z after Nas killed him in the ether. It doesn't have to be. And I understand.
Meek Mill made a little comeback after he had it. I mean, that every dog
has. Yeah, and I understand the allegations against Drake. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I think that's just with anything. But also, Drake is one of those guys who was he kind of he had to get slid under the table because you really were picking with a lot of times, even with Meek, like.
Well, Meek didn't slide on the table. I'm a Meek Mill fan.
Yeah, Meek did not.
Yeah, I was like,
but I think that it just we couldn't keep letting him win, and that's okay. But that's good sport. Like that's just good. I love this. That's rap. That's hip hop. Like
the track, then
do
something else.
Turning. I think that the good like irony, I guess, of it is is the fact that Not Like Us turned into a actual everyday track the same way Back to Back did, and that's not something that Beef Records were doing before that. Before it was like, dang, you listen. I guess
got nominated.
It did.
And I just felt like the Grammy thought your child Meek Mill. Stop it. There was a lot of songs that came out that year. Yes, that was, but y'all did that to troll that man.
I know, but you gotta think about the feeling. Do you remember when he got on stage with those memes?
Yeah, but
no,
but the Grammys was trolling me. He was already down to y'all hit the on it because it was nominated for a Grammy. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Girl, we're gonna start talking about beef. We're gonna be on here all day.
Right. No. But I guess, okay, like, so yeah, I haven't really I've been in like my gospel, like music. I love me some Kiara Shear, you know. But I think I've been more so into trying to either like gain some more knowledge through podcasts or videos, or like enjoy. Like I'm a Carlos King girl. I love.
Girl,
what is it? Carlos, the reality with Carlos King or whatever. I love, you know, they're really good and their takes are great. And no, but the good thing is like, okay, how we were talking about the blogging versus journalism. Like, I think Carlos King, for somebody who didn't have a background as a journalist, he does a really good job, which to me, that's why I was like, you can do whatever you want. Vlog, actually write for a reputable publication, but like it's how you go about it that makes it real journalism or not. And I feel like him in the vlogging space or whatever podcasting space, he still uses the word allegedly. He still looks up his facts. He quotes or has the video.
That's production.
Yeah,
that goes back to his production background.
You know, and right, knowing like pulling the quotes, making sure he says what he says verbatim, making sure like I think I watched a recent episode where one of the topics from his Monday Night Live was about they could talk about Candy and Todd because they're going through the divorce. Right. He didn't even want to touch on. He was like, there have been certain allegations made at what could have been the demise for the relationship, but we are not going to talk about that until one of the parties comes out and says or whatever. We're not going to be that show that's reporting hearsay. So like there we go. Then you have some integrity.
But then see that, and that's another lie right there, because that picture of Todd and the pregnant lady, and people like, you know, they say that's the baby on the way. I'm like, it's like he's taking a picture with a pregnant fan, guys. Like,
there's so many.
Like, I'm like, there are so many things that.
Because you're a fan of Candy.
But yeah.
I'm a fan of Candy, but you still have to, like you said,
bias.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to fall into that. And I think that once again, he could have been biased because he has worked on the show and he could have just went in and I'm sure that he has more than enough tea to spill. Yeah. But he decided not to do that. Yeah, and he probably knows. He could have went the Funky Dineva route.
And Dineva did go that route. Love you, Funky, but Funky Dineva did say the names start with the H, and this person was messing with this, and that's what the streets are saying. But again, to keep it reputable, and which is why we love him. You know,
or lost a job, or done it like that. You have to really, really think about. I think that whenever you decide to even pursue the blogging space and you don't do the allegedly and you really want to go down the salacious route, you gotta have your pockets ready. Yeah. Because there will, especially with the Cardi case against Tasha K, like that set the precedent. Again, when we come with Meg, no one is above.
And I feel like they should
get served.
Yeah. I do think celebrities should do that more often, and even the people who sue them for other things outside of this type of stuff, sue them back. Yeah. I mean, they may not have the money to pay, but like people do need to learn. Like you can't just come out here and say whatever you want, and then that's that. Like, I mean, the whole Bro-Rilla versus Glorilla.
Bro-Rilla is,
I mean, that's
crazy. It's funny, but I don't know what I name is. Sorry.
I think that was
sorry to that Bro-Rilla.
Yeah, she's not known. Okay, but no, yeah, I just like that. Like so now people it could totally be not you, but now even when Glorilla puts out her proof, I still don't believe her line. So
yeah, it does just because
atmosphere,
and you don't like it. You don't like her. And it feels personal. Like I see, like it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put like no, you can't. It doesn't matter about how you feel personally. It matters about what the facts are.
Right.
And
she lying. You can tell she lying.
And to be honest, all it's going to do is to snowball for that other person because now they have this platform that they created from.
And then it's negativity.
Yeah. So now why do I have to tell the truth when the lie done traveled further and gotten me?
And allegedly what 200K?
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah. DM her. She said for some more interviews.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Like
and the fact that can happen.
Yeah.
If she really did make 200K for coming online and blasting and saying things that we don't even know that's family matters.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's true or not. But now there's going to be people who will forever feel like, well, you know, she don't look out for her family. We don't know that.
We don't know that at all. We don't know that. And to be honest, who cares? Right. Like, you know, like honestly, all them people grown. So at the end of the day, like, whatever that lady decides to do with her money, it doesn't affect us, but it's easier to just, again, get caught up in the conversation that ain't got nothing to do with us. Like, right. I think that, again, celebrity gossip, it's cool, but it's starting to get tiring because I think that everyone's an expert now. Yeah, even with now that Facebook pays and things like that, like we said with the fake news, like people,
still real other people's stories, but post that post it as theirs, and then the more engagement they get paid for it. So they'll just continue to post fake stories or fake text message threads and things like that.
They can do anything that they want to do, and it's just going to continue to travel. So, again, you always have to make sure that you're seeking the truth. You always have to make sure that you are finding sources to these stories, and going and following amazing journalists like Aria Bell.
Oh, thank you. Or Jamisha Daniels.
Aria, how can we find you?
Instagram at Bellaire, BELLAIRE _. Same on Threads. I don't really use the bird Twitter, or X. Well, when you know, right. And then I'm on Substack as Routes and Realities. Literally just Routes, the word, and Realities. So that's my Substack. So
and what can we look forward to with your Substack? Like, what's your angle for it?
Oh yeah, so I am a big music festival junkie, like concerts, that's my thing, and traveling, and then also like talking about some stuff that I don't want to keep in my head anymore. So like it's like a section called Open Tabs, and that's just like things that I feel like I want to talk about. So like a lot of people have always asked me tips on traveling, or like your itinerary is always backed, or how did you know about this? Because I've been going to Coachella, I feel like, before in the Black community, at least, like Coachella was a thing, like before Beyonce said she was gonna be at Coachella, and that's when I feel like people started to pay attention. But I went when we were not really even there represented, and growing up in a musically inclined family where my parents are both singers, they play the piano, they play the organ, they direct choirs, been in choirs, do vocal lessons, piano lessons, all the things. And growing up around music, that's what like I think sparked my whole love for like music festivals. And I love traveling the country and meeting new people, and like they're just great experiences. And the way that concerts are priced these days, I can go pay for a music festival ticket and get 14 artists instead of paying that same price to get one or two. And I don't know, I want people to like see a lot of things when it comes to like traveling. There's just so much out there, and like it expands your thought process, your mind, even teaches you how people really see America, because you know, America, we really pump our head up, and you'd be surprised stepping outside the country how there's people who don't even want to visit, don't even care about America, don't
definitely got
so that's literally what my Substack is all about, like giving you the insights, giving you the tips, giving you the routes, sharing my reality with you guys. It's like people have always asked me questions about these areas, so I was like, it's long overdue for me to like do something, and I want our people to get cultured up here and do some like different stuff. Like there's stuff to do in Utah, there's stuff to do in South Dakota, there's stuff to do in Minnesota. I'm just saying, like, people think because there's a certain place and what you might think of the place there's nothing to do, but there's literally beauty and something to do everywhere.
Every single place. I put that on Threads one day because I was like, I said, you guys think that every travel destination has to be a beach or something luxurious, and you try and talk down about people who visit your hometowns for their birthdays or vacations or whatever, when you haven't even seen your hometown for what it is.
And a lot of people in Texas have not left Texas.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah, or you haven't actually, you living it down your whole life, you ain't never even been up the ball.
Right.
Or
Austin,
you haven't, you don't go that far down 35 at all. Or like, even being from East Texas, like I can tell you so many really cool history facts about the area that I'm from that people who live there their whole life never know. But like, I have a family who is very big on like word of mouth and just like, telling a lot of these stories that they've learned, and just learning the history. So again, read.
Use resources too, people.
Yes.
There's a lot of resources out there. Things don't fall in your lap, but there are a lot more resources than there were when we were
absolutely
in this So
have the whole world in your fingertips.
Right,
But the truth, find the truth at your fingertips. That's what we're talking about here.
Because I think one of the, I'm jumping ahead, I'm not even the interviewer, but she was saying for me to list like a song that is representing my little time, and it's literally, to me, Jill Scott's "Living My Life Like It's Golden."
Yes.
Like, because I'm just in a go for it, do it. Like, I'm doing something big this year that has been on my things to do, but I'm like doing it. Ask for what you're worth. Ask for, like, get out of it might feel uncomfortable, but treat yourself like you worth it, and like do what it is you want to do. Like, go for it. I'd rather know I failed trying than to just be 60 and what if I can't do that. I want to be able to be one of the people who say, shoot, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
because I lived the life.
I already did this. But one thing about it is that I'm never gonna get bored. It doesn't matter how many times I've done it. I want to make sure that I'm living to my best potential. And sometimes, like, even this week, I thought, like, dang, like, I'm so tired. But it's like, you got to keep going, because it's the same thing with working out. Life is like working out. That one day that you sit down, now you ain't worked out for 8 months. Like, the one day that you like, you know what, I don't think I want to do this. Yeah, then it turns into all of these tomorrows. And that just brings me, you brought up Jill Scott, who has an album out right now. One of my favorite Jill Scott's Woman album is one of those albums. I have albums that I think correlate directly to my eras of life. Jill Scott's Woman album for my late 20s was so pivotal. And I think that there's a song on there called Prepared. And I think that you guys could absolutely listen to that album. Prepared is just one of those songs that just like really, it's a song that you could really, really just like meditate to, because she's just saying like, I just want to be prepared for whatever's coming to me.
Right, because it's always, it's this phrase that Future said in a song, but it was so real. When it was like, my perfect, my hard work is finally catching up to perfect timing. And for me, that has just always stuck out to it. Like, baby, I be having them like, and that one for me was like, yes, because that really is what it is. Hard work always pays off. You don't know when it's going to pay off, but it always pays off. Like he said, my hard work is finally catching up to perfect timing. And when that alignment happens, like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to just keep going. I mean, like, I know it just sounds like generic, but I have to tell myself that too every day. Like, or get off Instagram if I'm feeling like, what's going on? Like, emotionally regulating, like, myself to where I can be, like, still motivated. And also give yourself grace. Like, take a break, take a nap, take a weekend off. Like, also do that too. And, like, be present. Because, like, sometimes you cannot be present because you're still chasing. And it's like, but you kind of in one of your dreams.
Yeah, as long as you're taking those necessary steps to get where you want to be, you can always grow and you can always find whatever is out there for you. But I always feel like no matter what you're doing, as long as you keep going, you're gonna find what is there for you.
Don't stop, because it really be like, that next year could have been or the next 6 months could have been. You don't know when you're right on the cusp of whatever it is. And also look at the people around you. I like that Issa Rae had said that in an interview one time. Like, everybody always, we want to go for the certain people because we feel like if we get next to them or we talk to them, like, this is going to happen and all these things. But it's like, there's so many people around you, or we could say on your level or whatever, that you could work cross-functionally with. It doesn't have to be a big dog. Yeah. It can be somebody who's on their way to big dog status, and like, you see that in them, and how can I help you? You help me, like, because I'm big on that, like, helping somebody, passing along some information to somebody. Like, that doesn't scare me. It's room for all of us. Like, whatever you got coming in your brain, you're the only Jamisha, I'm the only Aria. Like, nobody's gonna produce the same output or the thing that we could be focused on the same subject. Our angles could be just totally different, yeah, but both important. Both make impact.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, because like, when you think about the stories, or even like making sure that we, like, if there's I feel like if I reach out to you for something, or if you vice versa, we we are going to find a way to make sure that we are always putting each other in a good spot to make sure that we're going.
And sharing information.
Yeah.
Like, she was set to cover a concert. I got a text to cover a concert from the publicist, and we were already texting about it. I didn't hide that.
Yeah.
Like, I shared, you know what I'm saying? I shared that, and if I got an extra ticket, girl, you gonna come to the... Now, there's some things that happen. We won't get into those things. Yeah. But, but still, like, in that matter of, like, hey, girl, have you heard from da-da-da or done this? Or what do you know about this? Or can you share or voluntarily? And I think we need more of those things instead of the crab in the barrel. Like, dang, if I tell this person, it's going to take away from
it never takes away from time when you're genuine and you make sure that you're always helping out the people around you.
Especially us. It's hard because, it's already tough. I mean, look at all the layoffs.
Yeah, it is. And we do have an episode about layoffs.
Okay.
We have an episode about layoffs. We have an episode about layoffs. We have an episode about journalists. We have an episode about everything. Make sure y'all go back and look at the rest of the It Must Be Another Podcast episode.
So you can relate.
So that you can relate. It has been a pleasure to have you, Aria.
Thank you for having me. I was nervous.
A beautiful episode, but you did amazing. You can come back, girl, at any time. We're going to sign up. This is episode 7.
7.
Aria Bell.
A great number.
Jam. Lucky number 7, and we are out.